Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The first person to quit Kody and go it alone was Sister Wives actress Christine. To begin her new life, she said in 2021 that she intended to get a divorce from Kody. She quickly discovered David, her soulmate, on a dating app after splitting from him. The couple married after a year or so of dating, and they are now living the life of their dreams. A year later, Janelle, Kody's second wife, also divorced him, following in her footsteps. At first, Meri, his first wife, was reluctant to leave him because she believed that marriage was holy. But at last she worked up the courage to leave Kody. Christine sold Kody and Robin her portion of the Kody Pass property for $10 while she was leaving Kody. Meri and Janelle eventually received their portion of the property after a protracted argument. They split the $1.5 million they received from the sale of the land into 4 equal portions. Christine is unwilling to accompany Janelle and Meri for the final release, though. Before selling the Brown family's Kody Pass acreage for an incredible $1.5 million, Sister Wives star Kody Brown gave his ex-wives Meri and Janelle Brown larger interests of the Arizona property, giving them each $305,000. He essentially handed away $610,000. To put it another way, Kody appeared to be the ideal gentleman when he made that sacrifice. The problem is that Kody may have been under tremendous pressure to give up his 97% stake in the property. The long-suffering women who witnessed Kody fall completely in love with another woman were often the targets of his insults. In a mocking tone, he called them entitled princesses. Meri, Christine Brown, and Janelle Brown are all decent ladies, and that offensive comment is only the beginning. They truly tried to make things work, waiting decades before providing a handout. Following their breakup, they were accused of alienating their parents in exchange. How, then, can a man who does that become a Disney prince, giving favors to the always overlooked Meri and the hard-up Cinderella Janelle? He might not have changed at all. Kody seems to harbor resentment at the ladies who shared so much of his life with him before abandoning him solely because he fell in love with someone else. At first glance, this doesn't seem very logical. How is it reasonable that Kody pushed them away and then appeared to be complaining about them? On the other hand, he sees things differently and feels that these ladies punished him for falling in love with Robin. This might have some truth to it. The plural marriage appeared to be less dysfunctional in the past. Because it was frequently focused on the kids, it came across as endearing, homemade, and emotionally fulfilling. The patriarch of the family also loved the children, and they received affection from a variety of mothers. They lived together and engaged in enjoyable group activities. But the sledding and pumpkin carving days were short-lived. The dynamic became poisoned by the animosity that was rising from underneath, harming Kody, the women, and the kids. Human nature is constantly present. It cannot be contained. After decades, it was hard for the women in polygamy to truly suppress all of their emotions, even though they are conditioned to tolerate a state of quiet suffering when they experience very human emotions like wrath and jealousy. Mormonism Research Ministry defines sacred loneliness as women being single in several marriages. As shown in the video above, Robin and Kody are still battling despite being monogamous. Making it work with just one person is difficult, let alone 4. Imagine how difficult it must be for Kody to bear all the guilt. He will be held accountable for whatever goes wrong. That puts a lot of pressure on it. He is the head of the family, and it wasn't his fault that he fell in love with Robin. Kody has gone through a lot, as has the rest of the family. Even though he has feelings, he is consistently given the villain edit because he isn't given a fair hearing. Christine yearned for passion that her spouse was unable to give her and felt unwanted. With her current husband, David Woolley, Christine discovered it. Janelle shared similar aspirations, at least occasionally, for a real husband. At the bottom of the hierarchy, Meri was unable to win Kody's friendship, let alone his ardor, after being expelled following a regrettable catfishing incident. 3 women felt like satellites around Kody and Robin, who were on their own planet, as a result of the chaotic and emotionally taxing circumstances. Robin, Kody, and their kids made up the main family in their world. It seemed like everything else was secondary. The strain on the family reached a breaking point during the pandemic. Kody's visits to his non-Robin wives just made it impossible for the Browns to continue living their previous way. He feared getting the COVID-19 virus too much. Thus, the gap between the others and the core family widened. Although it's easy to be judgmental of reality stars, the love, time, and effort that Janelle, Meri, and Christine gave to the family over the years was substantial, and their departure caused a great deal of suffering. To get a man who was in love with someone else to notice them, they had swallowed their pride 1,000,000 times. It's demeaning. All of them, however, supported multiple marriage, and in order to clear their minds, they had to reconsider their views. Above, Janelle concentrates on what is effective rather than Kody, which is unquestionably a positive step. People evolve as they age, and that also plays a role in this. Everyone wants peace and pleasure. The fighting gets old. It's said that a person's attitude about ego changes in midlife, and they just become different. They have a broad perspective and want to make the most of their remaining time by enjoying life and getting along with people. Things that were formerly essential, but are no longer, are given less attention. In a way, the Brown family was likewise ruined by the midlife crisis and its fallout. The person lashes out during a midlife crisis, yearning for their former youth. They might somewhat regress. After that, there comes a time when someone begins to view their life through a very harsh and pathetic prism. They consider their goals for the future and whether they truly need to adhere to the same principles. All of the Brown parents, Christine, Robin, Janelle, and Kody, have grown older and wiser. They've lost and lived. They have engaged in a great deal of combat. It's the end of the Coyote Pass conflict. Garrison Brown is no longer with us. Everyone has been altered from the inside out by these life experiences. As a result, people are seeking to go their separate ways. Every member of the broken Brown family is traveling, but the paths are different now. It's possible that Kody didn't sell Coyote Pass in order to appease and ease the lives of his ex-partners. They might have threatened to sue him, which is why he did it. But it wasn't really unreasonable of those women to think they were entitled to more than the meager compensation they would have received if he had kept his entire 97% stake. They also contributed to the family. When he was in charge of the finances, Kody might have seen how unjust it was for him to own so much while they had so little. Morally, this is all quite sticky. Yes, he purchased the most of it with his own funds, but his wives were not allowed to spend the family funds as they pleased. Kody made the decisions because he was the head of the household. The question of fairness enters the picture here. Fairness has been restored, with the exception of Christine's lack of a share, but this does not imply that Sister Wives star Kody is content with his relationships with his ex-partners. Actually, there will likely be more drama in the future. Christine Brown, a sister wife, says that Kody always tormented them in different ways. Recently, Christine revealed that she had never been content with Kody. He would torture them in new ways every time. He was continuously complimenting Robin and comparing her attractiveness to those of his past wives. They would take Robin's leftovers and Kody would give her the best. Christine also said that she now finds it weird that she married someone who kissed other women and had several intimate encounters. But there were no problems for her then. In the relationship, she never received the love and respect she deserved. Sister Wives. Kody's final release is something Christine does not want. Former sister wives recently, Meri and Janelle got back together to battle Kody for their portion of the Coyote Pass property. Meri and Janelle discussed Kody and Robin when they first met on the plot. Meri mentioned breaking the last tie with Kody throughout the talk. She said that because she is a devout churchgoer, Kody gave her a spiritual release. Despite being a devout churchgoer, Janelle never experienced spiritual freedom from Kody. Despite being legally divorced, she finds the prospect of receiving a spiritual release appealing. For her own sake, Meri informed her she needed a spiritual release. When Kody married Robin in 2014, Meri had already filed for a divorce. Janelle is quite fond of the concept and even discussed it with Christine. Meri even said that if Janelle wanted a spiritual release, she could help. Christine, however, discloses that she no longer attends church and no longer adheres to their beliefs. She does not, therefore, see the need to take a spiritual break from Kody. She is currently contentedly married to David. Christine and Robin would be the only people connected to Kody if Janelle underwent the spiritual release process. Kody's reputation in the church was damaged after Meri took her spiritual vacation. Despite his displeasure with the deed and the way Meri impacted his reputation, Kody was forced to concur with her. David Woolley, though, urges Christine to step away from Kody. If not, he believes that the two will remain connected even in the afterlife. For more Sister Wives news, keep checking TV season and spoilers. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown wrote a heartfelt statement following the TLC show's coverage of her and her ex-husband Kody Brown's son Robert Garrison Brown's passing. Accepting that we done everything we could in the end has taken some time. On Monday, May 5th, Janelle, 56, posted a black and white picture of herself and Garrison on Instagram with the caption, "Sometimes the mind convinces someone there's no hope, even when all the evidence says otherwise. I became acutely aware of how much I need this fresh chapter, somewhere different, after spending the last week in Flagstaff. There were signs of Garrison everywhere I looked." She went on, "I'm incredibly grateful for all of my kids, but especially for my grandkids. They are genuinely life-giving. And I'm confident that I'll see Garrison again because of my faith. I am so comforted by that assurance. Thank you to everyone for the amazing messages of love and support since the episode aired," Janelle wrote over the photo in addition to her own caption. Garrison committed a self-inflicted pistol wound on March 5, 2024, when he was 25 years old. Fans witnessed his death unfold on the family's reality show more than a year later. Janelle revealed on the Sunday, May 4th program that she was going to Flagstaff, Arizona, where she used to live with Kody, 56, and their children. She moved to North Carolina to be near her daughter Maddie Brush, née Brown, after the couple's December 2022 divorce. The day before his death, Janelle said that she and Garrison, who stayed in Flagstaff, had been texting all day long. She added, "And this was not unusual because he and I probably talked 3 times a day." She said, "I knew he was struggling," alluding to Garrison's battles with depression and anxiety. "And I always make it a point to just talk to him when I pick up the phone." The mother of 6 continued by saying that the previous chat she had with Garrison didn't seem unusual. Janelle remembered, "It was just, I think he needed the connection." Janelle went on to say that she knew Garrison had been drinking, so she wasn't worried when he stopped answering her messages. As part of the cycle, she explained, he would have periods when he was really good and then just have a binge. Janelle requested her boys, Hunter Brown and Logan Brown, to watch over Garrison when she was ready to go to bed. She didn't find out that he committed suicide until the following morning. Regarding Garrison, Janelle remarked, Gabriel Brown had found him. He says, "Mom, he's gone." "What do you mean?" "I mean, he's dead," he declared. "He committed suicide." Janelle claimed that although she couldn't remember the next few minutes after hearing of Garrison's passing, she was still able to get in the car and drive to Garrison's house. Janelle and Kody also made decisions on Garrison's funeral arrangements in this episode. "Kody and I made the decision to cremate him," she said. "We did that because I knew it was what he wanted. In this manner, it allows us to hold the funeral during a more favorable season. The family's Wyoming plot is where Garrison will be laid to rest." Janelle remarked, "He really enjoyed it there. Therefore, it seemed fitting." Kody Brown resent his Coyote Pass payout to Janelle and Meri? Did they pressure him into redividing the land before it was sold? Introduction. The Sister Wives drama keeps unfolding, with shocking twists and unexpected decisions shaking the Brown family to their core. But the latest bombshell has everyone talking. Kody Brown, the polygamous patriarch, has been rumored to have a serious bone to pick with Janelle and Meri Brown over their share of the Coyote Pass property payout. Did they pressure him into dividing the land before it was sold? Is there more to this situation than meets the eye? This article will explore every angle of this tense situation, diving into the emotional and financial fallout of Kody's dealings with Janelle and Meri. From their strained relationship to the battle over the property, we've got the inside scoop that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Browns. Trust us, you won't want to miss this deep dive into the sister wives family saga. Chapter 1. The Coyote Pass Dilemma, a history of conflict. Let's rewind for a second. Kody Brown's purchase of Coyote Pass was supposed to be a grand gesture, a symbol of the family's dream to live together on a sprawling, unified plot of land. But that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. After years of struggling with his multiple marriages, Kody's vision for the property became less about family unity and more about control. As the wives began to push back against his vision, tensions rose. Janelle Brown, who was never shy about her desire for independence, quickly grew disillusioned with Kody's plans. Meanwhile, Meri Brown's emotional struggles were hard to ignore. She had been distant from Kody for years, and her frustration with the land situation was no different. It didn't take long before Janelle and Meri began questioning whether Kody was truly thinking about the future of their family or just pushing forward with his own agenda. Chapter 2. The Power Struggle. Did Janelle and Meri pressure Kody? As the family's financial situation continued to change, Kody's decision-making began to raise eyebrows. When it came time to divide the Coyote Pass land, the pressure on Kody reached new heights. Janelle and Meri were both vocal about the need for the land to be divided fairly, but was there more at play here than just a fair share? Rumors have swirled that Janelle and Meri didn't just ask Kody for a fair payout, they demanded it. Their frustrations with the ongoing land dispute and Kody's lack of a clear vision for the property left them with little choice but to take matters into their own hands. The question now is whether this was the result of strategic planning on their part or if Kody was simply cornered into a position where he had no choice but to comply with their demands. Did Janelle and Meri use their knowledge of Kody's vulnerabilities to pressure him into dividing the land the way they wanted? We'll dive deeper into the psychology behind this power struggle in the next chapter, but one thing's for sure. The fallout from this decision could have major consequences for the future of the Brown family. Chapter 3. The Money Trail. How Kody felt about the payout. Now, let's get into the heart of the matter. Kody's resentment toward the payout to Janelle and Meri. Kody is a man who prides himself on his ability to manage his family, but when it comes to money and land, his power seems to slip through his fingers. From the outside looking in, it's clear that Kody wasn't happy about the redivision of Coyote Pass. In fact, sources close to the Brown family have hinted that Kody may have felt betrayed by the pressure to make such a move. After all, this land was supposed to be his legacy, and having to part with a chunk of it didn't sit well with him. But did Kody really resent the payout, or was this just another case of him reacting poorly to change? There's no denying that Kody's relationship with his wives has been volatile, and this situation is no exception. Was the payout a calculated decision by Janelle and Meri, or was Kody simply being forced into a corner he didn't want to be in? We'll explore the financial implications of this decision and why Kody may feel as if he was backed into a corner, making this situation more about pride than money. Chapter 4. Did Janelle and Meri force Kody into a corner? As the tension built up over the land issue, Janelle and Meri's influence over Kody grew stronger. But were they really pressuring him, or was this just another case of the wives asserting their autonomy in a relationship that has always been about control? When it comes to family dynamics, Kody's relationship with Janelle and Meri is complex. He's always tried to maintain a certain level of control over the family, but as the wives have become more independent, his grip has loosened. Janelle, especially, has always been outspoken about her desire to live life on her own terms, and her decision to push for the land payout was no different. But did Meri play a larger role than expected in forcing Kody's hand? Could her personal grievances with Kody have been the driving force behind this decision? One thing is clear. Kody's relationships with Janelle and Meri are strained, and the land payout was just another chapter in their ongoing struggle for power. Chapter 5. The land's fate. Was the timing of the sale significant? Now that we know the backstory, let's take a closer look at the timing of the Coyote Pass land sale. When Janelle and Meri pushed for the redivision, did they have a specific goal in mind? Was there a financial or personal reason for them to insist that Kody sell the land before it became a burden? Many fans have speculated that the sale of the land was inevitable, but the timing has raised some eyebrows. Kody's resentment towards the payout could have been magnified by the fact that Janelle and Meri made sure to push for the redivision before any deals were finalized. Did they see an opportunity to get out while the property was still valuable? Was the decision to sell tied to their desire to move on from the Brown family dynamic? The answer to these questions could shed light on what's really going on behind closed doors.